Hi guys. So a little bit over a year ago, Marshmello released a collaboration with Pritam, and his music video actually featured SRK and Shirley Setia themselves. I was very excited when I first heard this. My roommate told me, and I like instantly went on um, YouTube and watched the video, and I was super excited, and I was talking the whole time. So I didn't notice all the rest of the Easter eggs. The only thing I did notice was Devdas. So I went back afterwards, a few hours later, and I rewatched it, and I realized that there were references all through SRK's career. I thought it was amazing how they compiled decades and decades, and essentially like a very good portfolio of his top movies were just captured in this what 3 minute music video, and all these dance numbers and all of these different small details. There's so many Easter eggs. At the time, I was actually working on a blog, and I started blogging as soon as I realized all the references here. And now, about a year later, I realized that there is no video compiling all the references that were made. There's tons of React videos out there, and they're really amazing, and it's fun to watch because I think this is different than any other music video I've seen. And I think if you don't know the references, it's just plain confusing because it takes you one way to another, and there's no like overarching story unless you know more about the career, but it's still an enjoyable video to watch. So yeah, that's what I'll be going over through this video. And there's female Marshmello, who I've endearingly named Marshmellette. Um, I think for the Dev Das reference, I think they did an amazing job. So, as you can see here, um, he made a reference to two different songs actually. The way she's dancing at the beginning, that's a Dola Re Dola reference, and then when she falls to the ground, that's a Maradala reference. So they put two iconic songs from this iconic movie into one. And I think the first reference they have is actually to Om Shanti Om. So he's walking down the red carpet and they're throwing confetti all over him. Um, and this is very similar to the scene where Deepika Padukone is seen leaving the taxi and walking down the red carpet. Or I guess it's a car, it's probably not a taxi. Um, and then it pans over to a scene where he's sitting and eating popcorn. Of course, he can't eat the popcorn, so he throws it at his face, which I thought was hilarious. But this is also a scene from Om Shanti Om. But on the screen, they're playing they're playing like a music video of DDLJ, which is I think one of his first movies that was actually like put him on the map because he was originally famous from a TV show he did, and when that ended, this it kind of started his career, and I think it's still playing in theaters in India because it's just so successful and people still watch it in theaters. Um, yeah, and then after that, they go into one of my favorite movies. Um, it's called Kuch Kuch Hota Hai, and they do a they do a signature handshake that was kind of a theme throughout the movie, as well as they incorporated basketball court as well. They incorporated 2, 3 songs and references of the movie, and they did a great job creating the outfits more modern. I did watch a video about behind the scenes, and they were talking about how they wanted to make it more modern, but still the viewers don't see anything new. They see everything that's happened over the decades. There's no dance numbers that are new. It's all the same, but it's upgraded and more modernized. And then after that, we see the train scene from, I think it's a movie called Dil Se. It's a romantic thriller. I actually don't remember too much of that movie, but I do remember this song. It's called Chaya Chaya, and then you can see them dancing on top of a train similarly. Um, and I think they saved my personal favorite of all the movies from last, and that's Mohabbaten and Dawn 2. So for Mohabbaten, they have the scene with the violin, and then Babette or Marshmellette is dancing around in a sari, um, and that's straight out of Humko Hamise Choralo. Um, it's a great movie. I would suggest you watch it. It's very sad though, like trigger warning, but yeah. And lastly, they took the shimmy straight out of Ye Mera Dil from Dawn. which is an action thriller movie. It's super interesting. I suggest you watch Dawn and Dawn 2. I think it's a great quarantine watch. It may even be on Netflix. Um, and at the very end, we see Pritam, and then Shah Rukh Khan takes off the marshmallow mask, and he says, "Marshmello, naam to suna hi hoga," which means marshmallow. You must have heard the name, but that's a line that is used. It's an iconic line used in Dawn, and I just thought it was an amazing ending to this kind of. I would say this music video is just like an ode to his career